Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and who am I with as always? Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggy. Talk shit or get off the pod, episode 217? Robo Trump. Welcome, motherfuckers.
Yeah, 217. 217 is a lot.
I mean, I guess. Depends who you're asking. If you're asking Billy Simmons, no. If you're asking like The Daily, no, because that's like less than a year. You know, it's all context, perspective.
Yeah, I
217.
guess.
No, it's a shit ton.
It's a lot. We've stuck with it. Shout out us. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. How are you?
Wonderful. I was just commenting before we got on your extra preppiness today. Prepped out.
I think I had the all whites Agassi Wimbledon look on last week, so this is like French Open in the stands.
There in the stands. You're at the Open.
The Open is
The British
golf. That's the British golf tournament.
Yeah, the golf tournament.
This is
just
French,
as bougie.
Okay, but this is a French ass shirt.
Yeah,
right?
I guess it is. Yeah, sure.
I'm sure there's a lot of French at the Open, yes, but the French Open.
Yeah.
Clay courts, baby. Clay courts. Nadal, baby. I think Nadal. One of them was really good.
Yeah,
clay
Nadal.
courts.
That's where he was legit. Was like really good. I think he won Wimbledon once, but he could never really get over the hump. It was always hard, but he dominated everybody on clay, which is just so crazy that you could be so drastically different. And I think the U.S. is like hard courts, so it's like fucking concrete or some shit. It's not even like because they're all different. Wimbledon.
I don't think it's concrete. I think it's just like your normal tennis court.
Yeah, it's just like hardcore. It's just not cool. The grass is cool.
Everybody likes cool. The U.S. Open.
The grass is cool.
One of the most exclusive tickets in the game is going into New York and going to the U.S. Open.
Okay, that's cool. I'm just saying, I think it'd be cooler.
You just said it wasn't cool.
It's not, to me, it's not as cool as Wimbledon or the French Open, the clay courts or the grass courts.
I don't even think Wimbledon is
different.
Cool.
It's just different. It's outside the box.
Dude. You know what else is drastically different? Rafael Nadal's right arm and his left arm. It's like they're like two completely different people because he doesn't like work out his non-dominant arm that he plays tennis with enough or something. So it's like noticeable that one arm is bigger than the other. If you ever pull up a photo,
never looked at that.
And you would be like, oh, that makes sense. He's a tennis player. It's like, okay, well, I've never seen that for any other tennis player. Nobody's ever pointed that out to anybody else.
Yeah, like
certainly not Agassi.
Crazy massive forearm.
That's probably why he's never won the other ones. Like they think it's the court, but it's like, no, you don't use your left arm, bro.
It's his baby arm.
Yeah.
His baby arm gets exploited. Every Wimbledon, they exploit his
right.
baby arm. His coach.
And for some reason, the clay is just like, it's
God
just
damn it.
soft enough.
Why won't you work out your left arm? He's like, I don't need it, coach.
His little baby T-Rex arm.
You could have been the best.
He was,
one of them for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a time where like
there's been a run, not to get on like a whole tangent about tennis, but there's been a run of really good dudes. It's like one after another. Who's like, oh, it's Agassi. Oh, now it's Sampras. Oh, now it's Nadal. Now it's Roger Federer.
Well, no, I disagree. I think there's been like eras, like where it was like the Sampras Agassi era, and then for a shit long. And then it was Rafael.
When Sampras was done, he was considered one of the best. I'm just saying totally. we've seen like a really good. There's been multiple generations of like greatest of all time.
Tennis players. I see what you're saying. Where most people alive today have seen someone play that's considered the best that's ever played.
Yeah, I think when I was a kid, I really got into it watching Sampras. And that's Agassi and that era was like really good to watch, and that's like Venus, Serena. So then that led into everything else, where it just like I was sold. But we've seen a lot of really good tennis players.
Wait! Did you just say Venus and Serena were at the same time as Agassi? I think they'd be offended.
Why?
I think
Agassi played for quite a while.
no, I know, and they started when they were really young, so they
Yeah.
might. I mean, they might have
So they
overlapped.
played in Wimbledon. They were
I
like
just
you
feel
would
like
they would be on.
I just feel like their heyday was like
But when
after Agassi.
Venus, but Serena was really trying to find her stride whenever Venus was crushing it. So there was a period of time where Venus, because Venus is the older of the sisters, so there was
Right.
a period of time where she was playing and was like one of, if not the most dominant woman, and her sister was on the come up. I want to say there was a year in Wimbledon where Venus won the women's and Pete Sampras won the men's.
All right. Well, I will
Look
not
it
fact
up.
check that. No.
Why not?
Because I if you fact check it, then I could keep the pod going. But I didn't trust you to keep it going while I was looking it up. So I didn't want dead time.
No, you're fine. I mean, I could do my music. Da 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 da. No, man, I went on a mission over the weekend. I have this sketchy ass ladder. So there's this ladder to my attic that's in the garage, and it's pretty high up. It's like 12 feet, and it's just above the garage. But it was a super sketchy wood ladder, so I replaced that over the weekend. Shittiest shittiest thing ever.
Oh, 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 Joseph is correct. Ding, 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 ding. Pete Sampras won Wimbledon many times. The last time was in the year 2000. That year, Venus Williams won her first Wimbledon singles title. Not only, yeah, you got it. Not only did they both win, but same year.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think there was a year where there was an overlap. It was a changing of the guard because Venus crushed.
Yeah, okay, so Venus was 20
Yeah, and
and
Serena played in that Wimbledon, but she was super young. I want to say she played, or maybe she didn't.
doubt it. I that's a lot to look up for real time. I just want to see when he was born. So Sampras was, I get like I was like, oh, he wasn't that old. He's only 29 in the year 2000, but I guess that's kind of old for tennis.
Oh, her first Wimbledon match was 1998, so she did play in 2000.
Serena.
Yep. Bam. I mean, because I remember
Well, to be honest, like I have no idea like how much they're
I
separated
remember
in
that
age.
because I remember that on some like weird trauma shit because I was living with my dad that summer. That's
Well,
when
I was gonna say like
that's when I moved for a period of time.
sounds like that you like watched it.
Yeah, I watched
You
it.
were watching it like it's like I remember when the Oklahoma City bombing like I saw it, like happen because I was like on vacation like in Palm Springs with my family, and it's like just that.
Lance
But it,
Armstrong when he won the Tour de France, I was staying at my grandma's and out in Van Nuys and watched it at my grandma's house. I also watched the World Cup when the women won the World Cup. I was staying at my grandma's.
oh, okay. Well, I had a full on
That was in LA. That was the LA
uh,
Coliseum. That was lit. And they beat
uh
China
I had a whole watch party for that game.
with
I had like 20 people over. You're talking about the most recent one? No, I was talking about when they
no,
played.
this is when I was a
No,
kid with like the Brandi Chastain with the
I'm talking about
shirt
when they
off.
beat Japan. Like,
No, this is whenever
before.
they played China and they
I see.
won
Well, right.
and it was like
Like,
shirt off. It was lit. I just remember watching
you're
that.
just talking about '90s moments that you remember.
No, but I'm just saying that it's the background
I'm
that
I know
at no, but I was making the point I was making about Wimbledon is the background and what was going on is partially why I remember that.
why it's a core memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Venus is older than I thought she was.
Mm-hmm.
She was born in '80, and Sampras was born in '71. So she was
Dude,
20. He
Sampras,
was
like,
29.
imagine like coming up being like a badass tennis player and like 19 in the 80s. How fucking lit that would be. To
I mean,
then
I think
go out swan song in the 2000s, like pre 9/11.
that was his last title. I don't know if that's when he ended it.
No, he kind of fell off the map at the end because he just had so many injuries. He
I
was
know,
getting
but I
old.
just don't know when the end was.
It was shortly after that Wimbledon, the title. He won that title, and then he started to just like kind of fall apart. Bad ankles, if I remember correctly. He was always hurt.
Shit, that's because I crossed him over in a pickup basketball game. Just broke him, break him.
But that'd be lit. World renowned tennis player in the 80s. Just be like doing.
But then you have to live in the 80s, dude.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
You could come out on top, dude. Just like buy a bunch of Apple, vibe
I
out.
mean, if I lived in the 80s, then I would start a movement to impeach Ronald Reagan, try him for treason, and then hang him in
Jesus
Washington
Christ.
Square.
Jesus.
What do you mean, Jesus? That's the motherfucking law. That's the Constitution. You sell weapons to Iran, who are at war with right now, so you can go do some shit down in South America. Like, I mean, Donald Trump, dude, for like how much he like talks shit about. I didn't even think about. I haven't made this connection in my head. Is that Reagan, Iran Contra, was Reagan selling weapons to Iran to go down into like Nicaragua, right, or to fund an illegal war in South America, and then Trump goes into South America and just swoops a president, uh, borderline illegal, and then just illegally starts a war of choice preemptively against Iran. Boom. I mean, dude should get sued for copyright infringement or something.
Yeah.
I mean, he took a little bit of Bush invading Iraq and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just put it all. He's like, I'll never do it. These guys are so stupid, blah blah. And he's like, I'm out of ideas. Epstein files are coming out. Let's just go back to the old chestnut. Crazy.
Yeah.
Um, put out some music this week. Got back into the rap game. uh,
Continue.
that was it.
That's
I'm
it.
just trying. I,
Okay.
I was just trying to think of what
You're
else.
blowing up in Brazil, was it?
Oh yeah. Oh well, but Brazil is blowing up, like which is crazy, and that's on Spotify, I think. But Apple Music, this is even kind of crazier. Apple Music tells you Shazam counts as well as part of the analytics, and there's some Shazam counts in these five countries. So Brazil, Mexico. Okay, that's pretty cool. Fucking Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, and Mozambique. And so, dude, that means that somebody was in Mozambique playing my music. Somebody in Mozambique then heard it, liked it, or hated it, and decided to Shazam to see who it was. Like, that's crazy. That blew my mind. That was like crazier than like picking up like Iran on the listeners of the pod.
Yeah.
What's going on in Bangladesh? So, first of all, shout out Bangladesh. But
Shout out.
why are you in the top 7 of our rankings of 75 different countries? Who's listening there? I did get and not only are they listening so much, somebody DM'd me a promoter in Bangladesh trying to like help like market the podcast. And it might have been just a coincidence, like spam, like, I get you more likes, whatever, but it was like it was weird. The fact that it's like in Bangladesh enough to where it's like hitting the algo to where this guy's gonna DM me. Of course, I ignored it and reported spam. No, I didn't report the spam. I just deleted it just because I
Yeah.
wasn't sure.
Hmm. We do a live show in Bangladesh.
Well, be a part of the Asian tour for sure.
Is that somewhere we want to be right now?
Yeah, we'll call it the Bangarang, or I don't know, the Banger Ladash.
No. Anyways, therapy questions?
Let's do it. Okay, therapy question number 1. You can only eat one gas station snack forever. What's your ride or die?
That's all I can eat food wise, or just that's the only. I can only eat one gas. So if I go to a gas station, there's only one snack. Ooh. See, it'd be a toss up. Like Mike and Ike's is on that list. Mike and
Are you
Ike's,
are you fucking kidding?
Mike and Ike's are fire, bro. Um,
Like if you get the hot ones, I guess they are. Like
with
there's a
hot
fire.
tamales.
There's a fire on the box, but I don't know if they're fire. Dude, that's cap. That's cap, dog.
No, Mike and Ike's are legit.
Dude,
Um,
old man huggy for real.
those are good. There's Mike and Ike's have stood the test of time.
Oh,
It's not like I'm
okay, dude.
sitting here saying I'm gonna eat good and plenty, or like
That's what it sounds like. That's what it's
mounds.
Jujubes.
Jujube on the beat. I would eat some dots though. Dots are fire too.
I had a dot phase, but
Okay, dots are more old man than Mike and Ike's, bro. Dots
I
are
feel,
old. The,
I
the,
feel
the
like
most
it's the
grandpa shit
same
you could do.
motherfucker. It's the
No,
same motherfucker making
the
all of
most
these.
grandpa shit you could do is pass out like Werther's originals, which those are fire. Shout out. Remember this, Lifesavers, Cream Savers. Man, remember Cream Savers where they had like the
Yeah.
strawberry and cream, raspberry cream, the caramel, bruh. Those were out of control. Good times. That was a good time. If you could go back, that's because like that's shit. When those came out, that might be pre-Columbine.
I think it was when you were watching Pete Sampras when the Wimbledon.
No. I hadn't gotten kicked out yet.
Yeah. Because Columbine
Oh,
was
summer
no,
seventh grade, dog.
Columbine was that same year, wasn't? Oh no, it was
No,
99.
Columbine was sixth grade.
It was 99.
Yeah, we were in sixth grade when Columbine
Yeah.
happened. Because I remember it was like, oh my gosh, that kid wears camouflage to school. He might kill everyone. Everybody's parents were like geeking the fuck out.
Who? Paul Nelson?
I think we talked about that on the pod
Yeah, we
already.
did.
But
Yeah,
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 for
yeah.
sure, definitely. Amongst other people, that was the instant thing. If your kid, if like the kid was too quiet, if the kid farted too much in class, it was like he's gonna shoot everybody. And you'd be like, what? Like
Uh,
other people's parents would say that shit to you. You'd be like, what? That's crazy.
I got in trouble for flipping off our music teacher. I scratched my head with my middle.
Mr. Hutchison.
Yeah, I scratched my head with my middle finger. He told me to say do re mi, and I did, and he said you didn't even try. He's like that's like me telling you to jump over this piece of paper that he put on the ground, and then you just jump right on it. And then I scratched my head with my middle finger, and he brought me back into his office. That he had like an office in the music classroom,
Yeah.
and then he's like you flipped me off, and this guy was kind of effeminate, y'all. You flipped me off, and I'm busting you for it. And I go,
He
and
said that. That's
yeah,
incredible.
and
Mr. Hutchison, that's funny.
in sixth grade, Andy wasn't like skilled, like my brain wasn't fully formed yet. So I just snap reply and I go, I didn't flip you off. I was scratching my head. And then he's like, oh yeah, then how'd you know what I was talking about? And I was like, ah, shit. And
Damn, he got you. That's
I mean,
good.
come
Shout
on,
out Mr. Hutchison.
I'm not falling into that
He
trap.
was Mr. Hutchison was nice, man. Like I
No,
felt
it's
bad.
fine. It's fine. Yeah.
One time,
Hold on, let me just finish real quick. And so,
oh,
anyways, he took me to the principal's office, and I did end up getting suspended, but um, they were distracted with something else, and it was our boy dressed in the camo, Paul Nelson, at the exact same time or earlier, right before I had done this. He was in the cafeteria
I
and he
was
stood
there
up on
for that. Yeah, stood
yeah,
up
and
on
he
the
stood up on a
table.
table, and then he started doing like his like arms,
Suck it,
like
suck it.
the suck it, where he like makes the X like on his legs, and his penis is in the middle. He did that. I'm trying to describe the suck it for the new generation. You just like
Wrestling
slap
was
your
peak.
thighs by crossing your
Wrestling was
arms.
peak then.
For
Wrestling
sure.
was peak.
NWO, baby. Uh, and so, anyways, that happened simultaneously. So both of us are in the office, and they're like yelling at him, and then he, they had like both of us like sitting in like the hallway, like waiting for our parents to come pick us up. I got like they were like they had to suspend me for a day, like on a technicality. That's what I felt like.
See, because that hallway was a bitch. Like, because
Like
it was
the
just a long,
principal's office.
yeah, it was just a long ass hallway with a door on each end. One went to the one side of the school, one went to the other side. It was just a long, skinny hallway, and they put those chairs and desks in that bitch. And you have to sit there and do your work and face the wall. And it was like tight too. So whenever people would walk,
Yeah,
like a grown adults would
okay,
walk by,
so
they'd be bumping into you all the
you know
time.
exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about
and
then.
you're
Yeah.
like, hey, bro, like, you don't. I know you see me here. You got me sitting all cockeyed in this hallway. If you let me sit normal, maybe I won't be in the way. And that was tight too. If you were ever like in trouble and had to go to lunch, they'd make you go to lunch before everybody else went to lunch. You got the premium picks. If you wanted pizza, you got first dibs on pizza. You there 30 minutes early.
So you recommend to the youngsters out there, hey, if you're gonna do something crazy, do it like 11:30 ish. No, earlier, so then you could go early.
Well, no, I'm saying
Oh,
when you were just stuck there for a couple days.
I they're usually a
When it was
couple
like,
of
oh,
days.
or like a couple lunch periods, they would make you eat your lunch period in the office. They used to come up. They
As
came
like like a mini detention or something
Yeah, they come up with creative. They came up with creative ways to stick it
to
to my
punish the one of
stick it
two black people.
stick it to my black ass. There was one time when I was in Montessori school, I got kicked out of
Well,
class.
why were you in back the fuck up? Why? I thought Montessori school was exclusively Jewish.
No, it's like just like a preschool. It doesn't have to be necessarily Jewish.
Maybe that's just out here in LA. I thought for sure.
No, it's
Or
just super
maybe
bougie.
it just sounds like Hebrew.
It's just super bougie. So when I was in Montessori school, I got kicked out after my first year of Montessori school. I went into public school. They said that they would rather me not return. One time I got kicked out of class because I was being super wild and crazy. So they were like, fine, if you want to act like it's recess, you can go have recess by yourself. And they let me go play outside all over the playground and shit for like 30 minutes by myself. And I had a fucking blast. And then and then they called my mom up to the school. Oh yeah.
Why did I think this was Jewish?
No.
That is so funny.
You know who
Now I'm gonna get flagged just for even asking this question, probably.
what's a Montessori school?
No, is it Jewish? It was founded it was founded by an Italian Catholic. However, it is widely adapted into Jewish Montessori schools that combine Montessori child-led methods with Jewish traditions. Okay. So there are, yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
get it.
was just like a it's
They're
like a
generally
bougie
secular, but yeah,
yeah,
I think it's probably
bougie
just
preschool.
right, and it's LA, like where I'm because it's there's a lot like in like the Calabasas area.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
feel like,
sure.
and when I was a Pullman to the stars, I'd be rolling around bougie neighborhoods, see Montessori schools everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Therapy question. Oh yeah, what was so okay? Mike and X, we got so distracted.
Mike and Ike's or corn nuts, dude. Chipotle corn nuts are fire.
Corn nuts, man. I just feel like they're just overly tough on your teeth. Like as a kid,
What
you could
they
get away
can't.
with it, but
I'm just
uh,
picking a gas station snack.
I
Yeah,
know,
I don't eat them
but
really now, but in this
you only
universe,
get one. That's what I'm saying. If you don't even eat them now, why the fuck are they taking precedent over everything else?
I'm just listing off shit. That was some of
I
my
mean,
faves.
to me, okay, well, that's not the question.
Yeah, for me it is.
Oh, well,
What's your ride or die?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with like one of the cinnamon rolls in the package that you can get. Hardy.
Mrs. Baird's.
I don't know what the fuck it's called. Uh, because that I don't feel like is ever. It's not crazy, and if you're really hungry, you can do it. You know, you can snack on it if you want. You know, you could always take layers off, but you can't add layers. So if you're just getting Mike and Ike's and you're starving, you're fucked. Um, or the like pack of like glazed donuts. You know, like the 6 pack or whatever.
So you'd be
That's what.
going. You're going breads. You want carbs. You want gas station carbs.
Well, those are like my not the cinnamon roll really. Like I would get that if I was like really high or something. Like, but the donuts,
Yeah. No, those are
like
fire.
yeah, and I would sometimes like be getting like an energy drink in the morning. You know, uh, when I was a Pullman, and if I hadn't eaten, might as well just grab those, and I'd probably eat like two or three, and then throw the rest out. Therapy question number two: beef jerky. I should say should be like a honorable mention. Therapy question number two. You have to fight one fictional character, Scooby Doo, but he's 7 feet tall, or Mickey Mouse, but he has hands. I know Mickey Mouse has hands, but he's like wearing gloves and like 4 fingers.
Well, I mean, like I take that as like he can box.
Oh yeah, that too.
Like he's got hands. Ooh, probably Mickey Mouse. Still, a 7 foot Scooby Doo is terrifying.
7 foot any dog, right? Like, I mean,
He's
terrifying
already
are Great
big, so he's a
Danes?
7 foot Great Dane.
Oh yeah, he is a Great Dane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Great Dane, so he's already huge, and he's 7 feet tall. That's huge.
Did I tell you about the time when I was
If he
at a pool?
stood up, he would be like 14 feet tall.
I was at a pool, and this place had a Great Dane, and they had a French Bulldog, and the Great Dane just ran from the house straight at me, and I'm like right next to the pool, and I see it happening, and sprinted, but then and I had nowhere to go, into the pool or just so I put like my pole in front of me, sprinted at me, and then stopped right when it got to me, and then right then, the owner, the wife of the house, super hot shout out, uh, she, she's like, and then what? And then what? I just hear that first. I'm like, and she's yelling at the grader, and then what are you gonna do? Because she knew that like it was just gonna bark, but it's not actually like mean, and. And then she's like, sorry about that. And then just like brought it inside. But
Yeah, they're big goofballs.
I know, but I mean, no matter how much you know about a Great Dane, it's sprinting at you, and you got,
Oh, they're
you know,
huge.
I know, and it's not yours. Like, but I literally fight or flight came in, and it was just freeze time because I had nowhere to go. I couldn't fight or flight. It is fight, flight, or freeze. That is, and they talk about that like in therapy and stuff, like your subconscious responses or like the modes you get into fight or flight mode. But freeze is also one.
Yeah. What about what
Uh,
should you pick?
Mickey
Mickey
Mouse,
Mouse?
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Come
Okay.
on, I'll whoop that ass.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
oh, oh, oh.
Dude, I just lead him into a mouse trap, homie.
Come and get these hands. Oh, oh. My God.
Dude, box those ears. Therapy question number 3. You're being hunted. Your protector is Kevin Hart with 1 week of training or Pete Davidson, but he's high.
Probably
He's
Pete.
relapsed on a relapse.
Probably Pete Davidson, but he's high. He'd be hyper. He'd be hyper acute. He'd be in tune with everything around him.
Hyper cute. I just
He'd be
caught a
like, he'd be all paranoid as shit. He'd be all over it. He'd
it's
think
so
everybody, he'd be protecting you. He'd be suspicious of everything and everyone because he'd be like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't trust that guy. He'd keep you safe. He wouldn't let anybody get near you.
that sounds like
Kev,
the boy that called Wolf then. You don't
Kevin
know if to
Hart would be
trust him.
like Mickey Mouse, but he has hands. Like somebody's going to get
But
through him.
I feel like Kevin Hart though is like he can do anything mediocre.
Pete Davidson, like, whip him with his big dick or something and knock him
I caught
down.
a clip of Pete Davidson's like podcast, like the on YouTube video one with him and MGK, and they were telling a story about how they were like tricked a security guard to or somebody to go get something so that they could go into a koi pond in someone's backyard on mushrooms. So I don't know, dude. I don't know if I want this dude running security. He's like, I don't know, a sixth grade boy. I guess so is Kevin Hart.
Yeah, what are you talking about? It's like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's a mess.
I know, but I mean, the brothers are usually hired as security guards, right?
Yeah, and from what we saw with Jasmine Crockett, sometimes the brothers aren't who they say they are. So,
Right, but we know Kevin Hart is who he
I
says he
know Pete
is.
Davidson, his dad died in 9/11,
That's
and
true.
that's all. He's a patriot, and that's all I need to know.
True. I like patriots that don't die in 9/11.
Jesus Christ.
I like the firefighters who made it out. Dude, this is the culture we're in. This is the culture.
No, that's
Welcome to the manosphere.
no, don't absolutely not. No, not the manosphere.
Yeah.
Do you watch that? Do you watch that Louis Theroux documentary where he interviewed
No,
all those like red pill people?
I saw it. I was about to click on it, but I didn't.
You need to watch it. They're just so funny. They're just such tools. They're all such tools. It's crazy. And you
Nice.
watch him ruin one dude's like relationship in real time. like just interviewing his girlfriend. You
Dude,
see
these
her like
guys
pause.
the manosphere almost ruins my relationships before they even happen. Just from just telling someone that I co-host a podcast, like it used to be like everybody does, which was weird because I don't know anybody else who does, like personally. But then also now it's like, oh, are you toxic? And I'm like, no, 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 trust me, no. Just because there's another Andrew Schultz in the manosphere does not mean that this Andrew Schultz is toxic, y'all. And we also started the podcast before him, so there will be a lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Allegedly. Also, I'm withholding the lawsuit because we're in negotiations, just like we're in negotiations with Iran. So I'm gonna not blow up their power plants. Therapy question number 4. Final therapy question. You have to date someone who posts everything you do, or someone who never acknowledges you publicly.
I have to date one of them. Ooh, those
Yeah,
are brutal.
thank you.
I mean, post everything you do. I feel like that would be more normal than somebody who doesn't acknowledge you publicly. That's pretty wild.
I know I couldn't deal with that
That would drive you nuts. Um, it's like be
unless it was like Scarlett Johansson or Amanda Seyfried,
because
and
then
then
it'd
I
be
get
like
it.
then it's like basically an affair. It's like your
Right.
whole
Then I'm on the
relationships.
sneak tip. Yeah, yeah.
But as someone who posts everything you do would be so fucking annoying. Like whenever I see dudes and it's like I gotta take these pictures of my girl by the pool while she does all these poses, like I couldn't do that either. I'd be like,
Oh,
I'd be like, no, get over it, get over yourself.
yeah.
Like,
Uh, the my homeboy, he was my pledge brother in my fraternity, but he started the League of Dorks 16 team league fantasy football dynasty I've been in for 16 years, 15 years. He's one of the commissioners, and his wife was an influencer, and then started her own swimwear line, and then skincare line, and and yeah, he's getting roasted quite often for being the cameraman.
yeah, I mean that would just drive me nuts.
Right. I mean, she's not like obnoxious with it. Like she like actually like has a plan, but it's part of it. Like she is her social media and her it's like part of the branding. So she does have to do that, and it would definitely be annoying. But
Well,
it's
yeah, I
not
mean
like
she's getting paid to do it at this point, which is different.
right, right,
So
and
those
it's
people
like
who aren't getting paid to do it and that's what they do is weird.
right. That's what I'm
No,
saying. That's the difference. Yeah,
that would be obnoxious. That would get really tiresome really quickly.
right. The other one, it's like you're helping her out with her business.
Yeah, I mean the other one, it's like, hell yeah, girl.
We just still like to give him shit though, but it's in good
Yeah,
fun.
but I mean, he's got it coming. He's a cameraman. So chill.
Uh, he he tried to make a trade with me towards the end of the deadline, last season, and I asked for a percentage in her swimwear line called Tan Lines. Shout out. I was like, I want a 2% stake in Tan Lines. We'll make that deal happen right now. All right, we're done with therapy questions. We are on to the articles of the day. First one is about the TSA, Joseph.
Well, before we get into this, do we want to talk about some Iran shit since we don't really have Iran, since we don't really have it in notes? I mean, there's a lot of goofy shit going on again.
I mean, just I was just yeah, it's insane. Like that exactly what I was just alluding to right there, where he said that he'll hit the power plants and then he realized like the stock market or the price of oil in the market's just gonna is freaking the fuck out. So he has to somehow back away from that. And so he says that they're negotiating, and Ron's like, "No, we're not." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, we're negotiating, so I'm not gonna do that." And they're like,
They're like what, negotiating with them yourself?
"It's
And
insane."
this whole
Like
thing is
we're
batshit
just I
crazy.
know like the fact that anybody trusted this dude to do anything and that like let alone knowing that he's in charge of the motherfucking military that like it's just crazy, dude.
I
Like
was
it's crazy.
talking to somebody today, and they were like, "Oh, well, you think that not doing anything is better than what we're doing now?" I was like,
Yes.
"Yes."
What do you mean not doing anything? Like there was no. Why are we there? They've yet to explain it to us. Why are we there? Is it ballistic missiles? Is it the nuclear program that we obliterated months ago? Is it regime change? What is it, dude? They can't tell us. Okay, don't yell at me and Joseph for saying that this is a bad idea. They don't even know why they're there.
Yeah,
Where are the rest of the Epstein files, y'all?
the whole thing is so stupid.
Right. There's nothing like imminent that made us do this, unless you're gonna agree with what Rubio said, which is like, I mean, I don't know, like it sounded right because why would Rubio say this? Because Trump said it, what Rubio was saying was not true, and that's how you know it's probably true. It's because Trump's fucking trying to deny it. But he said that Israel was going to attack Iran, and then Iran was going to hit our bases in the air, in the region, and then we would have to get involved. So we just preemptively did that. So that's Israel leading us around. And what I'm fucking saying is that might be true because fucking Epstein files. Who has it? Probably the Mossad.
Yeah.
Mossad's
Oh yeah.
probably, yeah, blackmailing Trump now. So whatever Putin had on Trump, like the compromise, Trump at one point, and you could just tell there was a shift. Realized that it wasn't bad. Like it didn't matter anymore, right? Like Putin didn't have the leverage. He's like, that could come out and it's fine. He's like, I just tried to attack the motherfucking Capitol and I got reelected. Fuck you. However, Epstein file seems like a whole different fucking ball of wax. And we all think there's rumors about Epstein in the Mossad. We know Ghislaine Maxwell's dad was in the Mossad. He had the ex prime minister staying at his townhouse. Epstein did. Uh, so the fact that and the Epstein files exist, and the Mossad is the Mossad putting motherfucking booby traps and walkie talkies, you know. So of course they have it, and then they probably gonna use that to Trump, you know. And then so it's like, who's the motherfucking superpower? Well, it's like, well, Israel wanted to attack them, so we had to. It's like, no, you just tell Israel to fuck off and don't do it. That's usually how that works. Why wouldn't it work this case? Because they know, you know, the motherfucking child sex abuse content with Trump involved in it is going to come out if you don't do this.
Well, I think it's going to come out at some point eventually.
Right, but
Like we
Israel
know because
can.
they did say that there was a data breach where all of that information was stolen from the FBI. 500 terabytes of the Epstein files
Joseph's frozen on
unredacted.
my end.
Am I? No.
You're back.
Oh, okay. Um, no, that there was 500 terabytes of stolen Epstein file material. The original unedited, unredacted files were stolen from the FBI in 2023. And so that's what we were saying before, is like it's wild that somebody out there, it could be the Mossad, but somebody has 500 terabytes of unredacted Epstein files. They deleted all of the files. Then the FBI had to recover it. They only got 400 terabytes back. So whoever stole this data originally has 100 terabytes of information that allegedly the FBI doesn't have anymore. But it's got to be terrible, since if you know that person has it and they're blackmailing you with it, then you would just say whatever it is, and then it takes away the power of the blackmailer. But it must be so bad that you can't say what it is, that you have to play ball with whatever is going on. And it's more than likely the Mossad, and it could be Iran. Iran could also be somebody who has copies of this information. They were pretty they're
No,
pretty
bro.
cyber savvy.
If they did, then they would be motherfucking using it. At what point do you use it? You wait for the supreme leader to, to get murked. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like the leverage. You're losing leverage here, dude. Like,
I wonder
but
if there
yeah,
was some
think
crazy
about
like
how bad they. Don't
spy
think about how.
battles for the Epstein files, like some James Bond Mission Impossible shit, like, where somebody's got
I
it and
don't
there's
understand
probably
why there's only needs to be one. You know how to make a copy.
no. Well,
Like,
I know. I'm just saying, whoever would have the original list, or whoever had the original documents and compiled all of it. Like, so if the FBI had 500 gigs and it disappears, that's crazy. That's a Mission Impossible type shit.
Well, and then just think about they had to hire a shit ton of lawyers to go through all this to redact it, after the Congress passed the bill. It's like, do you trust the Trump administration to vet who they're hiring? You can't sneak like a fucking, secret agent in as one of the lawyers here to redact and just boop, you know? But the thing is, it's like such an insane, it's like you're risking, like if it's just an individual person, it's like you don't even know. Like it's kind of like stealing. Like I remember I was gonna steal those Picassos, but then we realized like what are we gonna do with them? Like we don't know who to sell these to. Like it's like, and it's like, okay, you got the Epstein files, but like how do you use this to your advantage without getting murdered before, because there's so many elements involved. There's so many people. Like it's so fraught with like just insaneness that but if you were a intelligence agency like the Mossad, then you know exactly how to fucking do it.
Yeah, well, it's like Mission Impossible type shit, like the knock list, and we got a list of people that we're gonna download and we got to get rid of. Like, yeah, no, this shit's crazy. So I'm sure there was something to that effect going on.
Yeah, like okay, so just take like the Mossad or
Maybe
the
the
Israel's.
hottest ticket item in the world would be the information in the Epstein files. Could destroy the whole. We could bring everything burning to the ground.
Pam Bondi said that under oath as she was telling us that the Dow is at $50,000 because that's a lot of money.
The Dow, the Dow is at 50,000
I think she said dollars. That's why I make fun of her because it's like points, and that's not,
thousand dollars.
and it's just not
Why are you
anymore.
laughing?
Crazy. But didn't she say like it would bring down the whole entire system if we released, I was like,
Yeah, when they say shit like
it's
that,
like, "Oh, bitch,
they're
you're
like,
saying the quiet
release
part
the
out loud."
files. You understand that this would be scorched earth, right? Not a
That's what
single person would survive if we release the information in those files.
I think she means, like in the administration, because they're all
No, I
fucking.
know. I'm just saying that they're just saying these apocalyptic phrases about release. So
I know,
we
but
can't
like,
release that.
But it's making people want them to release it more.
Yeah.
It's like she thinks that like that's like, oh, okay. No, it's like, yes, that's our point. We need to get these motherfuckers out of here, dude.
If
Like,
you look at those, you have a 20% chance of going blind. Everybody knows that.
oh,
Like,
and then
what?
Trump immediately looks. Then I mean, fucking like it's an
He's like,
eclipse, and he's just like,
let me see.
he's
The
like, oh, it's gonna. Sorry. It's gonna burn my eyes. Let me look at it right now. Nobody's ever looked at an eclipse, but it was me. My mom was just telling me this story again, where her and her sisters went to Medjugorje and they looked at the sun for like 20 minutes straight because the Virgin Mother protects their eyes. And we were just talking about. I was like, "You understand how insane that is?" And then she's like, "Look it up. It's called the Miracle of the Sun in Medjugorje." She's like, and I'm like, "Pff." I'm like, "What?" It's just insane, dude. I'm like, okay,
I looked at the sun for 20 minutes.
straight, no sunglasses on. I was like, "What did it look like?" Couldn't get an answer.
That's a terrible idea.
No shit.
And
But
she
this
was
is,
okay.
yeah,
Oh, maybe it's true.
right. But do you think it's the Virgin Mother?
Yeah,
Or do you,
obviously.
or do you think it's just like a weird natural like yeah,
Atmospheric thing or something like
right
that.
in that like location on Earth or something?
Yeah, probably more likely that, but you know,
Yeah.
let's let her have her day.
Cool.
Travelers are facing the longest TSA wait times in history. The Transportation Security Administration is experiencing the longest wait times in its 24-year history because of the ongoing partial shutdown. The agency's deputy administrator Ha Nguyen McNeil told the House Homeland Security Committee on Wednesday. Wait times at some major airports have exceeded 4 hours, and employees at those airports are calling out of work at rates of 40 to 50%. McNeil told members of the committee if this partial government shutdown continues into Friday, TSA will have missed almost $1 billion in paychecks since it began. This level of disruption is unprecedented, unacceptable, and significantly undermines the security of the U.S. transportation systems, she said. Continue on. McNeil said employees are unable to pay their utility bills and services are being shut off as a result. They're receiving eviction notices, sleeping in their cars, and selling their blood and plasma to make ends meet. More than 480 employees have quit since the shutdown began, she said. Paying these dedicated employees for the work they are performing should never be a point of debate. Additionally, there have been a 500% increase in assaults against TSA officers since the shutdown began. Legal action will be pursued in these incidents. 500% increase in assaults against TSA.
Well, I mean, how many are there really?
No, yeah, there was like one. No,
Yeah, and
now
there's
there's
like
five, but
five.
like, oh my god, 500%. Um, TSA may
It's more like
close.
TSA sexually assaulting me, like just like grabbing my dick all the time.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, you're not getting paid to grab my junk. TSA may have to close smaller airports due to understaffing, she said, and she worries the agency will continue to lose officers to more steady jobs and fail to attract new talent. McNeil said it takes 4 to 6 months to train a TSA officer to work checkpoints, meaning new hires won't be able to work when several FIFA World Cup matches will begin across the country starting in June. TSA is anticipating 6 to 10 million additional passengers for the tournament. I think they're overshooting that when they say 6 to 10 million people are coming here for the World Cup. People are scared to fucking come here.
Right. I mean, that sounds, yeah. I'm curious to see
Like
how it's
how
gonna
that
play out.
goes.
Yeah.
The stadiums will be full because if people don't travel to come to the games, then they're just gonna like sell them. They're gonna be corporate.
Yeah, no, I know that. I
Yeah.
just want to, but yeah, like if I wouldn't come here. Like I remember there was this house that I used to when I was a poolman. It used to be a TikTok influencer from the Hype House's house, and then he sold it to his family in Denmark. And they hadn't like moved in yet. Like they were getting like stuff ready still in Denmark, but they would come and like visit. So like I met them and stuff. But then like and they were like about to move, and then it didn't happen, and it was right when Trump got reelected, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was wondering if that if they're like, do we, are we sure we want to move there?
Yeah. I mean, that's just I think you run the risk of like just getting scooped up even if
I
you
would
traveled
definitely,
here legally.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm like even thinking about, well, I don't know, like not for me probably, but like just traveling out of the country and then just even as an American citizen, then coming back, like not like what happens out there, but just like having to come through customs again,
Would be
you know.
scary. Democrats and Republicans point the fingers about who's causing the shutdown. Both parties have been unable to agree on funding for the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which, like TSA, is under the Department of Homeland Security umbrella. Democrats have claimed ICE is overfunded and officers use unnecessary physical force. Meanwhile, Republicans have asserted that the U.S. is facing increased terroristic threats and that ICE has been undoing undoing lax immigration policies in place from, of course, Joe Biden. We're here because we're cleaning up a mess that is on a level and a scale that is unfathomable, said Representative August Pfluger, a Texas Republican. President Trump has had to clean up a mess that is on the scale that was unthinkable. Several Democrats also condemned a decision by former Secretary Kristi Noem to end TSA's collective bargaining agreement in 2025. At the time, the agency said it was ending the agreement removes bureaucratic hurdles that will strengthen workforce agility, enhance productivity, and resiliency, while also jumpstarting innovation. On behalf of the 47,000 TSA officers our union represents, I thank the court for stepping in to prevent the administration from ripping up their union contract again. I mean, TSA people have been treated like shit for a while. It's a tough job. It's not easy, and you got to deal with people at their worst because they're traveling, not getting paid. I don't blame them for not going into work. Republicans control all three phases of government. And what's wild is they could do through reconciliation. So they could vote, then through reconciliation they could fund ICE and
ICE
fund
is already funded.
no, what I'm well, but like they could fund the Department of Homeland Security, so they could fund them separate if they did with only 51 votes. If they did it in reconciliations, if they agreed to a bill to fund the TSA, but they're refusing to agree to any negotiations with Democrats at all. It's
Right,
basically
but they
what
don't
they're.
even need. They don't even. It doesn't have to be through reconciliation because the Democrats have already brought a bill on the floor to fund the
No, no, no,
TSA.
multiple bills,
Yeah,
and then they've even
and
said where that we could agree to this bill, and then that doesn't include funding
for ICE,
for ICE, and we could
which
get
which
the
is
ICE
just
funding.
which is just additional funding for ICE because ICE got like billions of dollars in the big shitty bill.
So they could do that through reconciliation, and they're not even agreeing to do that.
I know, but the reconciliation part is meaningless. It has nothing to do with it. They can just do it. Period. Like the reconciliation just means that you're not. It's not going to affect the budget like amount that's in the budget. So it's like if this bill is going to cost $100, then you need to offset it $100 to do it, and then that way, and then if that's true, then you don't need a filibuster can't be put in there. So that's what we mean by just a 51, which should be normally it's just all you need is 51 votes for anything. But it's now like with the system we have, it's like from the other party will filibuster, then you need 60. So it doesn't matter. The Democrats will vote for to fund the TSA. They want to
No,
do
I
it.
know it's just everything. It's just ICE that they want to change. They said they're
Right,
overfunded, so
right,
they don't
right.
want to do.
Right.
So
And Republicans are saying no, we're not going to just fund TSA. It has to be with ICE as well. And that's why nothing's gotten done. However, because ICE had already gotten other money from the big beautiful bill, in reality, in Homeland Security, ICE is the only one that actually is funded. So they're not getting paid at the TSA. They're not getting paid at what's the other parts of Homeland Security? It's the TSA. It's like cyber, I think, and there's something else besides ICE and the TSA.
is it
Like,
ATF?
I mean, it could be like, but it doesn't matter. The point is, all of the ones, but they matter, right? Like the other
Mm-hmm.
ones, like yeah. So every department of Homeland Security is not getting funded except for ICE. So to me that's kind of like that's the sticky or that's the weird part of this, like where it's like yeah, the Democrats are standing up, not wanting to fund ICE, and then the downside is that in the meantime, TSA is not getting funded, but ICE is funded. So now it's kind of like, well,
Yeah, they
what?
just had a bigger budget, so they just
Right, right.
have money to play with.
So now really, it's just like we're just not paying the people in TSA and everybody else in Homeland Security, so we don't give ICE more money.
Well, this is what happened
But ICE is still
before.
out there like terrorizing the country, you know?
This is what happened before with like the air traffic controllers. You see, whenever stuff starts affecting travel, they'll start figuring stuff out.
Well, is affected, dude. And then also it's gonna get way more the fuck expensive because gas,
Who?
oil
I
prices.
mean, do you want to see the Democrats cave to just fund TSA or stand firm?
I wish that they like thought about how this is gonna actually play out in reality, and because again like this shutdown of Homeland Security has it stopped ICE at all? No.
See, I think though that it's smart that they can. I think they can stay steadfast for quite a while because there's such bad optics with this war in Iran and the gas prices that normally, if this was the biggest thing going on right now, the Democrats would be getting raked over the coals for the fact that the airports are being slow and there'd be a way to spin it. But there's so much bad press going around so many things that are going on the right side of the aisle that I think this is something they could stick to their guns with and get away with it for a while just because the optics are so bad across the aisle. There's so many bad things that are going on or things that are not viewed in the highest light on the right side of the aisle that, which is
they're stacking up to
yeah,
where
yeah. It's like it'd be like
it's a
four.
part of the story.
It's like 4-1. Yeah,
Right. Well, they're stacking up, so it's like instead of like Republicans being able to spin this on the Democrats, it's like, well, you guys are running the government. All the, you're going to Iran.
and
Gas prices are going up.
We don't want to fund. We don't want to fund it because you guys killed that VA nurse and shot that mom, the
Yeah.
ICE. So like, there's been like, you guys
Well, no,
have
well, it's not even like that they won't fund it. They just want reforms before
exactly.
the
That's why they want
right,
the reforms. They want
and they're basic. They're body cameras. Don't wear masks.
body cams, no masks. They have to go through a process for warrants. They can't expedite warrants and a bunch of other stuff.
Right. It can't be an administrative warrant, which is literally just somebody in ICE saying, "Yeah, here's a warrant." It has to be from a judge.
Mm,
It's called the law.
yeah, doing things the way they should have been done the whole time. And that's basically what they're stuck on. The right says no, Democrats say yes. There you go. Just seeing Republicans represented Delia Ramirez, a Democrat representing Illinois, said, "So, so when you're acting here like you give a darn about our TSA officers, stop with the hypocrisy." Which is true. They don't care. They don't care if they get paid or not. I mean, I mean, I guess if there is there a back paycheck?
Yeah, no, that was part of the last shutdown where because Trump was threatening to anybody who called out sick, an ETSA person, that they wouldn't get paid, the back pay. But typically, but that's it used to be one of those like norms, It's like after the fact, everybody agrees, like, yeah, let's fucking pay them. But after the shutdown of the entire government that we just had, the longest shutdown in American history, um, they put in new laws to if there's another shutdown and then they carved out certain departments that guarantee that they get funded or they get their back pay when it's over type. I think I know that was the plan. I don't know. I couldn't like tell you what the bill was called or who did it, blah blah blah. So maybe it didn't go through, but I'm pretty sure that they implemented that because both Republicans and Democrats didn't want that to be fucked with anymore because it takes away it, if they wanted to do a shutdown, it makes it harder for both sides where it's like, you know, they're so like stubborn, but they both want to do like fund these important things like the military, I think is one of them. It's like, okay, we're going to make sure the military gets paid even when there's a shutdown. And I think TSA was part of that. The back pay part.
Okay. Article number 2. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Jury finds Meta and Google negligent in social media harms trial. California jury on Wednesday found that Meta and Google were to blame for the depression and anxiety of a woman who compulsively used social media as a small child, awarding her $6 million in a rare verdict holding Silicon Valley accountable for its role in fueling a youth mental health crisis. The jurors concluded that Meta and Google should pay the woman $3 million in compensation and damages, plus $3 million in punitive damages, with Meta on the hook for 70% of that amount. While the financial punishment is minuscule for companies, each worth trillions of dollars, the decision is still consequential. It represents the first time a jury found that a social media app could be treated as a defective product for being engineered to exploit the developing brains of kids and teenagers. What do you think about this?
I mean, about time. 6 million though.
6 million.
What's less than a rounding error? You know, like Meta's spending like over $100 billion on AI infrastructure this year, and they're planning to lay off like a bunch of people so they could do that, and it's 6 million.
Yeah, and what they just lost, they just shut down the metaverse, like Quest World
Aw.
thing that was like $80 billion or something crazy.
You don't have to you don't have to even bring that up. We all heard the news. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody knows what the fuck the metaverse is, but yeah,
It was
what a
80 million dollars he put into it.
no billion. No, no, no.
Oh,
You're
80
right.
billion.
You're no trust me, and that might be light. That might be light. Like whatever. Like he thought but the metaverse was AI. Zuckerberg, that is who I'm talking about. Changed the company's name to Meta. Uh, and so everything, the way that these, tech companies are behaving towards AI, that's what Facebook was or Meta Facebook was doing towards the metaverse until AI, like a year, into it, was like, and they're like, oh, but yeah, no, that was if like I mean, Facebook's recovered, and it's a fucking cash volcano, dude. Like their advertising shit, they just print fucking money. Um, so they've recovered since, but that would have been an all-time fuck up by any company is the pivot to the metaverse. It's like nobody wants to be, in a fake play, like fake virtual reality shit where like you don't have any legs, whatever the fuck like his shit was. Like it's insane. And also nobody wants to wear like fucking like, stupid glasses on their face.
This litigation has grown comparisons to a legal crusade in the 90s against big tobacco, which forced the industry to stop targeting minors with their advertising. Today's verdict is a referendum from a jury from an entire industry that accountability has arrived. Joseph Van Zant, the co-lead lawyer for the families, and others suing the social media companies. The lead trial lawyer for the plaintiff, Mark Lanier, conceded that the jury could have imposed greater financial penalties on the companies. He's like, damn, dude, you could have easily told that they owe more. Meta hit with 375 million in damages in separate New Mexico trial. The verdict in Los Angeles came a day after a jury in a separate trial in New Mexico ordered Meta to pay 375 million for failing to protect young users from child predators on Instagram and Facebook. The New Mexico jury found Meta responsible for misleading customers about the safety of its platforms, declaring that the tech company flaunted, lied to the state about customer protection laws. Damn, so they're getting hit hard.
Yeah, well,
Two
because
thousand more pending lawsuits. Come on, Zach.
I mean it's about fucking time, dude.
Yeah. Article number 3. Massive spring break crowd flees Florida beach as takeover events cause chaos. See, I don't understand this. These takeover things, that's the stupidest shit ever. Like, it looks really dumb. I remember before it was like take over a gas station and everybody like steals something, or take over a store and steal something. But now it's just like, oh, we're about to take over this Arby's. Oh, we're about to go take over the Jason's Deli down the street. And they just run around and act stupid as fuck. Well, apparently this has been going on a lot. I mean, there was also the Houston rodeo. There was a black rodeo in Houston that was like trending all over the place with all sorts of wild takeover ratchet type shit. There was these
Taking
guys.
over a rodeo, it sounds insane. There's
Well, but the
animals involved.
rodeo took over Houston, so it was just wild shit all over Houston. There was a
Wait,
TikTok.
what? Wait, hold on, back the fuck up. The black rodeo were the people taking shit over.
Mm-hmm,
They took the rodeo outside the corral.
mm-hmm.
Crazy.
There was a video trend on TikTok where it was like people posting themselves waking up with their like one night stand girl from Houston after the rodeo. Wild. Like crazy shit. Houston rodeo was black rodeo at the Houston was wild. But spring break takeovers have started to overwhelm some Florida cities and local officials. The massive gatherings are organized on social media and pose a danger because they are organized by promoters, and the city is not aware of it, Daytona Beach Commissioner Stacy Cantu said. In Dayton Beach, Florida, a large crowd presented for a so-called beach takeover event that fled after hearing that what they thought were gunshots. It was people crushing water bottles to start a stampede. What? That's stupid. Officials say more than 50 deputies were in the middle of the crowd. No shots were fired during the incident. Well, this is dumb. Everybody got scared because someone stomped on a water bottle,
No, it sounded like they were doing it on purpose.
trying to make people think they got shot.
Yeah.
Um, the city of Daytona Beach did respond to multiple shootings over the weekend. The sheriff's office reported more than 130 arrests with full swing spring break. VSO deputies made 133 arrests in spring break crowds this weekend, the sheriff said in a post on the Facebook page. There were no shootings on the beach this weekend. Widespread videos posted online this weekend falsely claimed crowds were running from shots that were fired. But it is true. I mean, I don't know, man. And maybe it's just me being an old man, but there's sometimes like where I'm just like, it's weird going out in big ass, loud, crowded spaces like that now. Like, I couldn't imagine going to some big street takeover. Bourbon Street's awkward as fuck. When I went to Bourbon Street, I was just like, it just seems like a shit show, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I went to New Orleans not that long ago for PJ's wedding, and the Uber driver wouldn't stop at red lights, so we didn't get robbed. I was with Sticky. Like I was like, whoa, whoa, it's red, red, red. It was a woman. She's like, we don't stop there. I was like, what? And then Sticky's like, he's like, yo, you want to let's just have her drop us off here. Let's go see if there's like a bar or something. I'm like, dude, she wouldn't even stop at the stoplight because we were headed to your favorite casino, I think.
Oh, Sticky
Um,
loves that Harris, dude. That Harris sucks.
it was like 2, 3 in the morning. Like,
Yeah, there's wild shit that goes on in
we,
there.
we we did end up there eventually, but
Yeah, he always does. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, she wouldn't. The Uber driver wouldn't stop, but he wanted to get out at a random place we didn't know, and it looked sketchy.
Spring break restrictions. Meanwhile, a marketing campaign in Fort Lauderdale doubled down on spring break restrictions. We talked about that a couple years ago on the pod where it was like there was curfew, you can't do this. There was like rules in certain cities in Florida restricting. So Fort Lauderdale doubled down on the spring break restrictions, and officials in Miami Beach said they have been a success. Seen success from their new approach. This year, Miami is looking to attract a more health conscious crowd. Okay. We want people that are more health conscious in Miami Beach for spring break this year.
Okay, maybe then change your politics.
Crystal conventions, lunar
What's wrong, what's,
seminars.
what's wrong with that?
Nothing, man. You do
What you
you.
hating for?
And then sound therapy in the park.
Dude, I love a sound bath.
I bet you do.
Get my chakras aligned.
On its website, the city announced regulations to keep visitors safe, including DUI enforcement, security checkpoints to beach entrances on Ocean Drive. So there, if you're on Ocean Drive and you're going to go to the beach in Miami, you got to go through a security check.
Dude, small government.
But they reported 21% fewer arrests compared to the same time last year. It's a good amount.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
what's the explanation for that?
But what's also weird is they say that
Gas prices.
younger generation doesn't drink as much,
Yeah.
doesn't do drugs as much, and like party as much. So I feel like it's just like fucked up adults that are out there partying, like people that aren't in that.
Well, just
age
because they don't
group.
do it as much doesn't mean they don't.
You know, like
it.
I wonder what the average age of a person arrested at spring break is, and then what that number looks like every year in comparison. And I feel like you might see a correlation where it's like the highest percent, like that number's like stuck and always rising because it's like one demographic of people at this point.
It's just like older millennials.
Yeah,
and
it's just
then
like millennials
it just
and
moves
Gen
up
X.
as they get older.
Yeah, it just follows them. This the trend.
It's everybody who grew up with like MTV Spring Break.
Yeah, hell yeah. MTV Spring Break was great.
I know, what the fuck.
Take us back to that time. That was
Yeah,
a great time.
and it doesn't have to be MTV.
Say
Whatever,
what karaoke?
right? What are we doing?
I would have
Just
killed that.
stuff like that. Like where it's like a live
Spring Break singled out. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
The best.
Shout out South Padre Island.
Last article, Melania Trump shares a spotlight with a robot at an education and technology event. Did you see this video? It's super creepy.
No, I'm looking at the picture though.
It like walks out and it talks. It's like, hello, my name is blah, 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 blah. Melania Trump often commands
That robot is that actually is that robot is what Melania Trump looks like outside of inside of the skin suit.
Yeah, that's like underneath a latex layer of skin she's wearing.
Yeah.
And before she plugs in at night. Melania Trump often commands the attention of any room she enters, but all eyes and cameras were trained on her humanoid companion on Wednesday. The robot accompanied the First Lady to the White House East Room for the final day of a summit where she had convened with counterparts from around the world through her Fostering the Future Together global initiative. The group has been discussing ways to empower children using education, innovation, technology, and AI. Melania Melania Trump and the humanoid walked slowly side by side along the red carpet from the opposite end of the hallway. The First Lady paused just before entering the East Ring while the robot walked to the table with the panelists and took up a position in the center of the room. It took a moment to scan the audience before speaking. Thank you, First Lady Melania, for inviting me to the White House. It's an honor to be at Fostering the Future Together's Global Coalition inaugural meeting, it said. I'm figure 03, a humanoid built for the United States of America, it continued. I'm grateful to be part of this historic moment to empower children with technology and education. Welcome, it said before offering a similar greeting to the 10 other languages. The robot then thanked everyone, retraced its steps back down the red carpet. The First Lady thanked the robot for joining her, adding, "It's fair to state you are my first American-made humanoid guest in the White House." I wonder who built this thing. Is it an Elon Musk robot? It looks like a Musk robot.
What makes you say that? Musk doesn't have robots,
I
dude.
thought
He's
he was working
accident.
on robots. No,
Yeah, he
that's a.
was. You know, he was. The last time they put him out there, it was remote control, dude, in the back.
And then remember that one person dressed up as what the robot would look like, just dancing. There was
Yeah,
no
it's
actual
insane. It's
robot.
insane. Yeah, and his what's it called? The Robokin? What were we calling it? It was like the RoboCab.
Oh yeah,
I forget like the
Roboken.
I forget,
Roboken. That's that.
no, it was,
It's the robot Hoboken, New
I think it
Jersey.
was a I think it was like a Robo van, like
From the
Robovin.
mean
The
streets of
Robo
Roboken.
the Robovin.
There's
The Robo
cogs,
van.
gears, flywheels everywhere, lining the streets in Roboken.
Something
You're
like
not
that, yeah.
hard.
Yeah, no. I was looking at my stock uh app that the one you have on your phone yesterday,
Yeah.
and I had Tesla as one of the saved one tickers on the just because it was in the beginning of the administration during Doge. I just wanted to see how that thing was fluctuating. And so I went and looked at it. It's insane, dude. It's worth 1.4. Its market cap was 1.4 trillion dollars, dude. It's like it's a shitty car company, dude. What are people doing? What are they doing? It's at like 400 plus a share when it was at like 120 or something.
I think people are just holding out for whatever.
Okay, but like it literally like like Toyota sells the most cars, and it trades at like a 2x like PE, price earnings ratio, right? Te
Mm,
Tesla's like at 100x or something like at this point. It's insane. Like they don't sell cars, and they're one of the most valuable companies in the world, let alone car companies. They're like worth the entire U.S. car industry combined.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Elon offered to pay for the TSA people. Did you see that? He's like,
Dude, what are
I'll
we?
pay for TSA while the shutdown happened, and they were like, no, thank you.
No, no, we should say thank you, and we'll do it through taxing you more, right? There's no fucking reason we can't. He's worth like I think 7 or 800 billion now. He's like literally approaching. I remember like a year ago when it was like 300 billion, and we were all like, "Whoa!" It's like doubled it. Can't cut that in half. Can't cut that in half. It's got to be unlimited upside. Nah, dude. We're gonna let a South African do that to us? No. He's worth 2% of GDP. That's more than what's his name was worth. Rockefeller was worth when they came after his ass. Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like never again. Nope, here we are. Worse. and all it cost him was $250 million, and he 10x that in return.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Here's 250 million for 250 billion. Crazy.
Yeah, he's your boy, dude.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Check the
He's your
tapes
boy. He's your boy,
from the
dude. It's
from the jump
cool.
of this podcast. Because when the podcast started, it was they were doing all
You
the
were.
small dick rockets.
It was gonna be called uh
Go fuck yourself.
SpaceX boys or SpaceX fan club. It was something like that. And I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea.
You mean like X like that? Brought a full X. I was gonna say a full circle, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what else you got, sir?
Meditate, bitches.
Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, message, whatever. We just appreciate that y'all check us out and listen. And yeah, we'll see how much longer this war goes. Apparently, we're almost over, so we'll see.
Forever. Forever.
Well, let's hope not. But either way, we love you guys. Be good, be safe, be strong, and as always, go fuck yourself.
Shout out.
Record.